Good morning and welcome back. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. So today, we're out doing a little micro adventure today. Now this one really goes out to all of those Gen Z. Now, can you remember a cartoon called Sport Billy?
You were chosen for a special mission.
Now Sport Billy had this bag and it had absolutely everything in it. Whatever he needed for any of his quests and adventures, whether it be a boat, a ladder, or a pair of boxing gloves. Well, this is what we've got today. So we'll just wander down to the river and we'll have a look at what I got in my Sport Billy bag. And it is pretty much everything that you could need for an overnight little adventure, fishing and pack rafting and camping as well. Now, to get it down to 10 kilos, you know, you've got to limit the weight of each object that you've got inside of your bag there. And that's where it can become quite expensive in a way. You know, as soon as you put the tag lightweight on any piece of gear, it adds about £100 onto each item of gear. So being able to drop it down to 10 kilos like we've done here can be a little bit expensive. But to be carrying 10 kilos worth of gear, you know, a boat, paddles, PFD, tent, cooker, and fishing rods and all of that malarkey, you know, to fit it into 10 kilos is pretty good, I think, really. Right, well, here we be. So this is the Sport Billy bag. So as you can see, I've pretty much got it loaded to the hilt with everything I need for an overnight adventure, camping, pack rafting and fishing. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll get shot of the pack raft and we'll have a little look at the pack raft a little bit later on. And then we can have a look at the bag itself, which I think is an absolute dream of a bag. It really, really is. So this bag, this is by a company, a Swedish company called Silver, and this is the Strive, which is a 23 plus 3 litre bag. And as you can see by it, it's a really, really lightweight bag. It weighs about 700 grams, and that's pretty much all it is, really. It's a really, really comfortable bag to wear. You've got a really sort of nice little sort of body harness down here that really hugs onto your body. You've got two massive great side pouches on it, and then you've got 23 litres inside, and it's a roll top closure as well, so it'll keep everything dry inside of it. So it's absolutely perfect for a day out on the water. Fishing rod wise, we've got in the side here, so this is the Rigged and Ready World Traveller. Now the case for the World Traveller is exactly the same size as the case for the X5 Adventure by Rigged and Ready. Now the difference between the X5 and the World Traveller is the X5 can be turned into a fly rod. Now what I like about this is because it hasn't got the fly reel inside of it, I've got a bit more space to stick a few more bits of tackle inside of there as well. So the World Traveller has two different tips to it. So it's got one tip that can cast 5 grams to 20 grams, and then the other one is 15 grams to 40 grams. So in the side pouches here, I've got my paddle, and they stick in really nicely, so they're really, really secure. And then I've got just a small fishing net. We're going to be targeting perch today, so we've got a fishing net, and we've also got our tub of worms as well. So you can see that you've got massive, massive side pockets on this bag here. So this is absolutely fantastic, this bag is. I absolutely adore it. It's comfy. It's just, you can fit tons and tons of gear inside of it. It's absolutely brilliant. So side pouches. So like I say, you've got these massive, great side pouches on the side there. So inside of there, I've got a little tiny first aid kit. I've got a miniature pack raft repair kit, some emergency tickets, and then I've got me multi-tool, my Swiss Army knife. So this Swiss Army knife is older than my children. It really is. It's you know, it's the one that is literally got absolutely everything inside of it. Now what I carry inside of this one here is, inside of the corkscrew there is a tiny, tiny fire steel and a tiny bit of tinder inside of there, so you've got the ability to start a fire if need be as well. And then obviously you've got all of the other bits and bobs, GPS and can opener and all sorts inside of it as well. But it's a really, really handy little thing when you're trying to keep your weight down. And then in the other side pocket, so this one here, this is my pack raft pocket. So what I've got inside of here is my bungees, and that basically can be used to store my bag onto my pack raft. And also, if you're using a heavier pack raft, these elastic straps on this back, they're not really suitable for anything sort of over about 2.5 kilos, because they might actually pull out and destroy the bag. So you can actually use those to wrap your pack raft onto your bag. And then I've got my paddle leash as well. And then on the front of the bag, you've got these two massive pockets there. So you can fit a full Nalgene bottle into these. So inside of the left one, we've got the Lifesaver Liberty, which is a water purifying device. So this one you can use as a bottle, and that will actually connect directly to a Nalgene bottle as well. And then in the other pocket, we've got the scavenger hose. So the scavenger hose is a little tiny hose that will fit onto the side of your Liberty. So that will literally just plug into here, and then you can then put the hose into the river, and then you can start filtering your water like so. And then inside of the bag, I've just got my spare batteries for my camera, a charging lead, and then I've got a power bank. This weighs 150 grams. It's a 10,000 milliamp power bank. That's by a company called Nitecore, and pretty much all of the bits of gear that I'm showing you on the video will be in the description below. So that's my little power bank there, and my electric bag. So next up is my other bits of fishing tackle, and then we've got a food bag here. So inside of my food bag, I've basically got enough for a day and a breakfast there. So I've got myself a real Termat soup. Now I think these soups are absolutely amazing. So these have got about 254 kilocalories of energy inside of these. And the great thing I love about these is that you can literally have something really hot and really tasty as well. And you haven't got to sit there waiting for your stomach to digest anything. So you can just smash these down and then head off. So this one is a beef soup that we've got here. And then next up, a good bag of jerky. I've got my porridge oats for the morning. So I've done a video on these a couple of weeks ago. I'll stick a link to that just at the top of the screen and in the description there. And they save you an absolute fortune, these do, compared to some of the breakfast meals that you can buy online that is costing the same price as what some of those soups are. I mean, this costs a couple of quid to make. So that's my breakfast in the morning. And then we've got the cook set. So inside of that, so obviously that's my windshield. And then inside of there, I've literally got my lighter, my gas stove inside of there, and 100 gram gas can inside of that. And then we've got our inflatable flotation jacket, and that's the Amphibio Boy. And then next we've got the Exped down mat light. So that's a down-filled sleeping pad, that is. So that's really warm. Waterproof coat. So that's the Skirled by Fjern, and that's really packable, as you can see. Really waterproof jacket. Skeg for the pack raft. And then tent wise, we've got inside of here the Gatewood Cape and the Serenity Bug Shelter by Six Moons Design. You've seen this in a couple of videos. I've done a review on this. I'll stick a link to that as well. Absolute fantastic little tent. That doubles as a poncho as well. And then the bug shelter, you don't need to use the tent, so you can set this up inside of a hut, or if it's a clear night and you're not expecting any rain, you can just use that as a bug shelter. But an absolute fantastic, really lightweight tent there. And then we've just got a down jacket, which I'm probably going to stick on because it's still about -1 at the moment today, but really nice packable down jacket by Fjern. Inside, we've got a Fjern 3-season sleeping bag inside of there. Now, the other great thing about this bag is the actual back plate inside of this will actually pull out, so you can actually just use that as a seating pad or as a kneeling pad, and it's an absolute brilliant thing. And there we have, you know, what's left of the Silver Strive. It's an absolute brilliant bag. It really is. It's absolutely perfect for pack rafting. It hasn't been built for pack rafting. It's built for mountain running and hiking through the hills of Sweden, but it doubles up as an absolute fantastic bag for pack rafting. Right, let's take a look at the pack raft. Right, so pack raft wise, this weighs 2.7 kilos. It weighs next to nothing, it really does. So this is the MRS Surveyor. So it's available in 2 colors. So the green one 2.7, or the white one is 2.5 kilos for some bizarre reason. I prefer the green one myself. The white one is really good because, you know, it will reflect the sun, but the problem is it does look dirty constantly all the time. So this is available in the UK by Pack-O-Life, which are the UK's distributor for MRS pack rafts. So I've used this on a few trips there. We've been out to Sweden in this, and I've done a review video on it as well, which I'll stick a link in the video and also in the description there as well. But that's the MRS Surveyor. Right, it is an absolute cracking winter Hunter's day out on the river today. We've got enough stuff to go out and have some really, really good fun out fishing and just exploring the River Waveney here. So let's get this pack raft set up. Let's pack all of that stuff back in the Sport Billy bag and let's get on the water and have a little micro adventure.
You're a hero from another planet. Smart Billy. And you were chosen for a special mission. Smart Billy.
Well, it's not the warmest day today, so all of my gear is going to be kept on the bow of my pack raft using these bungees here. Now, if you like the idea of these bungees, they work really, really well. I do have these available, so please do contact me if you want a set of these bungees. So we're just tempering the pack raft, so we'll get our fishing rod all set up. So like I say, I can pretty much get all of my gear that I need inside of here as well. So as I say, it's got two different tips to it, the World Traveller has. So you've got your standard, what I call the standard rigged and ready tip, which is your clear grey one here, which is 5 to 20 gram casting. And then you've got the smaller tip, which can do 15 to 40. So we're going to use the longer tip today, because we're going to be heading out in search of some perch today. And then we just need our jacket and we're pretty much ready for a day out on the river. What a spot on day. Absolutely gorgeous. Not the best conditions for fishing though, because the tide is now on the way out and it's really, really low. But we'll go find some overhangs and see what we can catch. But it's nice just to be out on the river. I don't think we're going to do too well on the old fishing front today, because it's low water and the tide is moving quite quick. Because this part of the river here is tidal up until Ellingham. But still, it's an absolute beautiful day to get out on the water. So plan of attack today is we're just going to float fish on a size 4 massive great bunch of worms. That's the plan of attack. Big old bunch of worms. Let's have ourselves a drink. So we've got the Lifesaver Liberty, like I said here, and the good thing about this is it has its own reservoir. So all you need to do is just make sure that you've got the top part there sealed and covered up with a cap there, so you don't get any contaminants, and you can just fill it up with water, place the bottom on, and then all you need to do is literally just pump 5 times. Just hold it up to your mouth, flick this switch over, and it will then just push the water into your mouth. And there you go. Filtered or purified water. Well, there's absolutely nothing on the fishing. I've tried everything. I've even tried to catch live bait and failed. So over to a Z-Man's lure now. And I think if that doesn't work, we'll go and have a spot of lunch. All right, one more cast. And then we'll go and have some lunch. Because I am getting a bit hungry. All right. This will do for lunch. Can we get out without getting covered in mud though? That's the question. Well, we got out. Whether we'll get back in again is a different story. It is really wet here. Really, really wet. But it is somewhere to have some lunch, which is the main thing. So let's get a bag out. And let's get some food on the go. One of the added advantages of keeping your inflation bag outside means that it gives you somewhere to sit on when you're in a quagmire. One of the main reasons to be out on the river this time of the year is that there's next to no one on the river and it's absolutely quiet as you like. But the disadvantage to it is everything is just wet and muddy and horrible. So all of this is going to need a huge wash once we get back home later today. It is still blooming freezing out here. It really is cold. Right, food bag. Alright, time for a meat soup. That is Baltic out here today. It really is cold. And warm enough after this one. Coffee. Where's my spork? There she blows. How's that old water getting on? That is Baltic out here today. Oh, that smells nice already. Roll on the spring, or at least it's staying lighter, that's the main thing. A little bit longer during the day, but it still is absolutely freezing and an absolute mudfest along the river. Hey ho, we shall look forward to the summer. So pretty much all of that gear, like I said, it weighs literally 10 kilos for all of that, and I've pretty much got everything that I need. If I wanted to spend the night here, I've got everything that I need to spend the night here. Not that it'd be very nice around here because it's so muddy, but you know, for under 10 kilos of weight, I've got my pack raft, my fishing gear, I've got a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping mat, I've got my food, I've got everything that I need really. It really does work out well, it really does. Right, I think that should be time for the soup. Hot, meaty, oniony, potatoey, perfect. Right, fed and watered. Let's get back on a horse. Might have another go at trying to catch a fish. I very much doubt I'm going to. Oh. Right, let's try and get in amongst all of this mud and everything that's here. So there we go, that basically wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and take you back to that classic 80s cartoon, Sport Billy, with everything in his bag. And it just shows you really, you know, you can fit everything into your bag at under 10 kilos that you need for a hiking, pack rafting, fishing adventure. So thank you for joining. My name is Martin. I'm into my hiking, my fishing, my bushcraft, and just generally being outside. If you're new to the channel, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we'll catch you next time on the next one.